Hello and welcome to World of Tanks, and today we're in 191 tons worth of mouse. One big crate of metal, and as we work our way over to the town, it's going to take us a little while to get there because we only do 20 kilometers an hour with our 1700 horsepower engine, but then again, like I said, it's carrying 191 tons. With our 3,000 hit points pool we have, so we're one of the biggest tanks. I don't think there is a tank with more than 3,000 hit points. It's been a while. I can't actually remember offhand. But anyway, so we do 15 degrees a second in our turn. Our turret does a little better with 16 degrees a second. We have 200 millimeters of armor at the front on the hull, 185 at the sides and 160 at the rear. The turret does a little better with 240 at the front and then 210 millimeters sides and rear. And the sides of the turret are got a nice little angle on them, so some of the lower tanks, when they come up alongside, they tend to fire APCR at you, and it has a good possibility if they're aiming at the turret, and if they're in an AMX or a T-54, one of the lower vehicles, that it will actually just bounce off. APCR doesn't tend to like angled surfaces. It's very much likes the flat surfaces, so they ideally, if you're going to be firing at one of these in one of the lower tanks, shoot it straight in the hole. It's generally got less armor anyway, so yes, I mean the turret's still got 210 against 185 for the sides of the mouse. We're looking at about a 12-second reload. Well, it's about 13-second reload actually. I've got my loader isn't his base skill isn't actually 100% yet, so it's improving as it going. It's just under 13 seconds at the moment. Getting back into the game, we're looking at we've got down the one line. They've got an E100, a Centurion, an AMX 1375, and an AMX 30. All seem to be coming over from the middle. We were talking about it in platoon as the game was going on, as we were approaching town, of what we should do, and as I'm the straggler, I'm going to be turning around and helping out our tank destroyers. Our object 704 has already relocated in anticipation of covering the cap. We've got a Jagdpanzer E100 over there at the moment. He's the spotter, but if he goes, we need someone else to light up for the Jagdpanzer and the object. So I'm going to head back to the cap. Our T-54 lightweight looks like he's also heading in that general direction. They got the Jagdpanzer's in trouble already. He's got a T-54 lightweight on his arse, or at the side. We've got a shot on him, but he's already dead before we fire. And it did look like it was heading towards his tracks anyway. So the T-54 has now joined the Jagdpanzer E100, but we're still going to continue heading this way. Now, ideally, on a normal game, because there's no artillery in this would be a very risky move, because you tend to be you're going to get in one of these, you get an awful lot of artillery fire. You're an artillery magnet. Oh, you just lost our lightweight. You've just got ammo racked. The AMX 30 is a one shot. No need to worry about him. The E75's coming over, presenting his lower plate. We're firing AP, which has a 246 millimeters of penetration. If we're going to switch to premium, that goes up to 311, and we get a mere 65 for HE. But the HE is good if you can get that to penetrate, and there are tanks like the Waffle and tanks like that where it will penetrate and you'll get around about 630 average damage. But we're firing AP, which has an average damage of around 490. We need to get a shot on that Skoda, because he's giving our Jagdpanzer a bit of a hard time. We'll scare him off a little bit. We're going to primarily angle for the 100. He can potentially do the most damage. All we've got is his turret, so we're not going to fire at him. We're not going to penetrate with even with our 246 from this distance. So we're not going to take the shot. He is taking the shot and is bouncing on, and there we go again. And again, that was from the Skoda. Another one, but it's just track damage. We still, all we've got is his turret. I mean, there's the little bobbles on top, but We have a 0.38 dispersion on the gun, so chances at this distance we're not going to hit that. The aim time's pretty good at 2.3 seconds. We're going to try and spin her back. That worked quite well. We need to maintain the angle, so we're having to zigzag, so we don't make the angle too shallow for the E100, and then it'll penetrate. It's just track damage again. Still no HP lost as yet, just track damage. There's the Skoda. We can get rid of him, and he's gone. He did manage to penetrate us though. We'll have a look in a sec where he got us. He got us right in the weak point, which is there. If you can get a nice straight hit on that, it will go through. Obviously you need the penetration to get through. But APCR on a straight hit will go through there quite nicely. Oh, Jagdpanzer seems to have lost his patience, and he's gone in there. There's no way his reload is faster than an E100, so he's just waiting to be killed now, unless he can bounce it. But if the if the E100 is firing premium, which he might well be, but that's fine because it's left us. He thinks he's safe, but we can see underneath the Jagdpanzer to get rid of it. It wasn't a fantastic game, but it did show off the bounce potential for this tank. So not a fantastic game. We only warranted a class 3 medal. We did get cool-headed and steel wool. Didn't do so well on the table. We were down the bottom quarter, but that's the price of defending. Had one of them entered the cap, we would have got a little bit more points for that. We fired 7 shots, hit 6 of them and penetrated 5 for 2,175 damage. We got hit 12 times, we got penetrated once and blocked obviously 11. So we blocked 5,350 damage, so you know, all in all not too bad.